Welcome to Small Town Girl. We're here in a field of lavender just right outside Eureka Springs. This is absolutely beautiful, and I'm here with my friend Kat Nickel. Catherine is what I used to call her.
Yes.
We've been friends for many years. She lived in Ozark while she was raising her future musician, Jessie.
Yes.
Jessie Wells, and her younger daughter. She also has an older daughter who all live in Northwest Arkansas. This is our first time to film outside the studio on location, and I love lavender and love Eureka Springs and love Kat, so it just seemed like the perfect place to come and give you viewers an introduction to something, if you didn't know about it, that we can be very proud of here in Arkansas, and someplace I hope that you will all visit. And also hear about this entrepreneur who is also an artist. She was an art teacher and then got the idea to have a lavender farm and has done it. And so I'm gonna have her tell you all about that, but let's just jump right in. Southern Loft believes that your home should reflect your unique personality. That's why they offer a wide variety of stylish furniture pieces that are perfect for any taste. Whether you're looking for a new sofa for your living room or a sleek dining table for your kitchen, they have just what you need. So when looking for that piece of furniture that reflects you, visit Southern Loft at 3155 North College in Fayetteville or call at 479-856-6100. So Kat,
Yes.
Here we are in your lavender field. Tell us how you got this idea to do this. Is this something that you always dreamed of, or no?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, I actually didn't really have this dream, or I've always been a romantic, and so I've always had dreams of doing, having some land or doing some things or that sort of thing, but not lavender. That wasn't part of any plan that I really ever had. One time though, I did, my husband had asked me if you could do anything. What would you want to do if there's, what would you do if you could do anything? And I said, I would really love to renovate a barn. And this was about 10 years before we actually renovated a barn, and forgot about it, completely forgot about it until we came upon this property and I saw the barn and I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. So, but no, how we got the idea.
So renovating a barn, why did you want to renovate a barn?
I thought it would be fun to have an art studio in a barn.
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe even live in an old barn. I love old. I love old things. I love historic things. I love Arkansas. I just always find them beautiful, the old barns or even old houses or that sort of thing, and I just hate seeing them fall.
Yeah, I do too.
And so I would always, there was when I lived in Ozark, there was a rock structure that was, all that was left was the rocks. There was no roof on it as you went towards Clarksville. And I always thought, wouldn't that be so neat to renovate that, to just take those old bones and do something with it. So I guess that's where it came from.
That's so neat. I bet I know exactly what you're talking about. It's on 64.
Yeah, yes. On 64, I believe it's right on the county line, right very
between
close to
Franklin
the county and Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've always thought that too. Difference between you and me though would be I wouldn't know where to start. I think I could have the vision, but I don't have the skills to renovate something myself.
Well, I don't know that I have any skills either.
Well, so
I get all my skills from YouTube.
well, I don't know. I don't.
You don't think
would,
so?
I don't think that would be enough for me. So tell me. So you said this, and then you guys just went on about your
About our
lives.
lives, about our careers, and we had to. He was a physical therapist, and I was a teacher,
Yes.
and his job was getting to be the company that he worked for was getting very corporate, and it was just not the care level that he had went to school for, that he had enjoyed in the past.
Okay.
With his patients.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of paperwork, and it was just, in fact, they had almost completely taken parts of that away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what he had gone into physical therapy for.
You hear that from I hear that from a lot of healthcare providers.
Yes.
who have the same kind of desire to help people and to be patient centered. That when something turns corporate, it's like it just nearly ruins it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he was ready to.
So he said to me, yeah, and he's a caregiver.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where his heart is. And so he said to me one day, he said, I think I'm going to make a 5-year plan to retire. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. And he had always lived very humbly and saved his money and that sort of thing. So I thought, sure. And so then about a couple months later, he said, I think I'm going to make a 3-year plan.
Reducing it from 5 to 3. Okay.
And I was like, okay. And then he, a little bit more time went on, and he said, I think I want to try to make an 18-month plan. You know? So it was he was just feeling that
urgency.
That urgency to get out. And I said, what are you going to do with yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I said, and at the time we lived just in this little house with this little yard, and he had made this yard just beautiful, immaculate, and had built like this pergola structure, and we would have parties out there for our friends and stuff. He's just a great host, and I always love hosting people and just people coming and having a relaxing, wonderful time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, you're going to have to get, with this little yard, I said, you're going to have to get some land. We're going to have to get some land and maybe get you a tractor. You're going to drive you and me both crazy.
Yeah.
And he took it and ran with it.
Wow.
So the Lavender was born out of that, wondering what he could do with some land and a tractor. And we just were talking constantly about this dream that we had. And he was like, well, what about this? What about that? And he said one day, what about lavender? And I was like, huh. And so after that, we did a deep dive, and we got into the U.S. Lavender Association. We went to conferences. We visited lavender farms all over the United States. We had meetings with professors from universities that were had PhDs in lavender or whatever.
Yes.
I mean, just a deep dive. And we thought, yeah, let's do this.
Well, how did you decide lavender? Like, what were some of your other choices?
I mean, they were limited because neither one of us are farmers.
Yes.
We don't even have farming in our families. Like, no one has farmed anything. we knew we didn't want anything to do with animals.
Okay.
So it had to be a crop. And
Strawberries or pumpkins or...
Yes, but what really turned us on to lavender was it's a perennial.
Okay.
So you plant it and you're not having to constantly. We also didn't want to, we thought that we didn't want to make it so difficult that we're up with the chickens in the morning,
Right.
with the rooster in the morning, and and never able to leave, and doing and planting and sowing and doing all of these things and harvesting. So we were kind of looking at something like flowers or that sort of thing. But again, what other flowers are perennials? So that's when we thought. And then if you think, and of course I've always loved lavender too, I just never thought about growing it. The funny thing is, I had this lavender plant that we bought when we were first married, and I put it in this pot, and I left it there. And every year, I would say, oh, it's dead. And every year, it would come back in this pot. And I would go, oh, well, look at you.
Right.
And so when he said, what about lavender? And I still had this lavender plant from 5 years before, I thought, yes, that makes perfect sense. And so that's why it was really easy once he said that to just go in full on with the lavender.
Might be something we could do.
Yeah, it's something we could do. And look at all the health benefits. Look at, look at what it does. It has calming properties that are tangible, and it smells wonderful. And who wouldn't want to come to a lavender farm?
Exactly.
So, and at the time, I don't know that I was really thinking of opening it up for a business, to be honest. I just like pretty things, beautiful things, and I don't mind working to have my surroundings be peaceful and beautiful.
Right.
So, but he is a little more business-minded, and he was thinking that this could be a place that we would open up and let people come in. We didn't know to what capacity, I don't think, until we really got here.
So how'd you get here? How'd you find the spot, and how'd you choose it?
Well, lavender has to have a southward facing field. There are certain things that it needs. And so that's what we started out looking for, is a field that faced with the sun, that was on a little bit of an incline, so there would be drainage. They want their roots to be up out of they don't like a wet bottom. And that's why, as you can see, they're on hipped rows, up on hipped rows. But so that's what
that's called, those little mounds?
Yes.
Okay. And
so that's what we first started looking at. And then I also, Northwest Arkansas was just getting crazy. Yeah. And this was the second part of this. Was kind of the second part of this. Was it is not how it was when I grew up there.
Yeah.
When it was literally 25,000 people in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
When I grew up in Fayetteville, and so it was just crazy all the time. The traffic's crazy, and there's tons of people there, and we couldn't get into the restaurants that we'd been going to since the early 80s.
Yes.
And you'd go on a Tuesday afternoon, and there'd be a line out of the restaurant, and I thought, well, this is no fun anymore. And we always would come, not together, but even as children, separately, with our families, to Eureka Springs. And it has that funky vibe.
Yes, I love it. I've come here every year since I was 6, I think. And I'm 54 now, and I don't think I missed a year. Coming to War Eagle.
Yeah.
And we would, it was always a girls' trip. My mother and my granny, my aunt and me, and then it's evolved. You know, now it's my daughters and my mom still, of course, and and the the grandbabies that I don't have yet, but my mom's grandbabies. We brought my daughters when they were little, and we always go to War Eagle for the day, and then we come and spend the night in Eureka, and then we do like Eureka the whole next day. And it's just that it's always in the fall. It's that wonderful drive through the foliage, and just it's beautiful, and I've always loved it too.
Yeah. So it's almost like, because we've done it since we were 6.
Yes.
It's almost like a pilgrimage, like
Yes.
almost to the place that makes us enjoy, like we just enjoy so much.
Yes.
So
in Arkansas.
in Arkansas,
Right.
yeah. So that's why Eureka Springs. But where are you going to find a field in Eureka Springs?
Yeah.
And so we had a couple other thoughts of where we might want to go, but this property, when we came to, and this borders Keels Creek, so we have a creek on our property. You can't see it from here, but probably like about a quarter of a mile or less that way, Keels Creek runs into the Kings River.
Oh, okay.
And so we have neighbors that actually border the Kings River. They have they have Kings River access. And so just you're down, and once you come down into this valley, it flattens out a little bit, and there's a little bit of land down here, about 10 minutes from downtown Eureka Springs. And so I came down. Did you go on 309?
Yes, and it's spectacular.
It's spectacular.
I couldn't believe how, honestly, it reminded me like of little roads I've been on in the Alps, or, in Colorado, where I just looking over those hills and the green, and I was looking for your spot because I had seen drone footage of it, and I could see it as we came. But it's so beautiful, that approach.
So when we first came down that hill, I was in awe before we even got here.
Yes.
And it's just a beautiful, it was just a field with cows in it, and there were cows in the barn.
Yes.
That was built in 1940. It says it on the door. It's carved in the door that it was built in 1940. But so, yeah.
So you knew when you saw it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was cold. It was really rainy and cold and muddy, and you couldn't, that little Cat's Creek,
yes,
you couldn't even see it because it was so grown up. So I didn't even know there was a creek there. That was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
So but I just knew from the moment I got down here, it was just, look at these trees. They're just beautiful and spectacular.
And the barn.
And the barn.
Yeah. There was your barn you could renovate.
Yeah. I was like, oh, what can I do with this? So, yeah.
So when you bought the property, tell me about getting started in renovating the barn, and did you guys drive all the time to come out here and work, or did you set up shop out here?
We did. We drove out here. We thought we were going to be weekend warriors, and it was going to get done that way. And let me tell you, that is not even a possibility.
Yeah.
That's not possible. And we didn't really. We were just naive about what it takes. And so we did drive, though, for a while. And then Matt started staying out here on the property once we had a building built.
Okay, and is that this?
And that is the cafe, yes.
Okay.
The cafe and the boutique and our shop part. So he started staying out here. but I still had a job in Farmington, and so I would work at the school all week, and then I would come here and work on the weekend here in the farm, weeding or planting or doing stuff like that. And we had a little RV
Yes.
out here, and we stayed in the RV.
Camped.
And pretty much camped while we were building this and having it built and that sort of thing. And we had people from our community help with the barn. So we found, some workers to help us with the barn from our community, and started meeting people. And it was right after COVID, so it was really difficult to find workers right away. But we were able to find some really amazing people to come help us.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like the old tradition of the barn raising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the people who helped, they've lived, a lot of them, a couple of them, there's not a lot of people, but a couple of them have lived in this valley for a long time, and really just came on walked up on the property one day and said, "Hey, what are you doing down here?" And we told them, and they're like, "Well, I would love to help you with that. I could help you with that. I'm a carpenter, or I'm a,
Yes.
So it just, God is great. And He just puts things exactly where they need to be at exactly the right timing, whether we think it is or not at the time. But
yes.
So it just worked out so beautifully.
Well, speaking of that, you got to tell the viewers and my readers, because I'm a romantic too, you got to tell them about meeting your husband, like you told me, because that's another one of those moments in your life that is like that, where so tell them a little bit about meeting Matt.
Okay. I had a friend who I had been divorced for a little while and was living my life in Ozark, which is very rural.
Yes.
And not a lot going on in Ozark. And so I had a friend who said, I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to put you on Christian Mingle. And I fought this sweet woman, and I finally said, I will do it for a month. And I'm not doing it for a moment more than 1 month. It's $11 for a month, and I will pay my $11.
Sounds very familiar. Yes.
And I will do it for a month. And she said, okay. And so she made a profile for me, because I wasn't going to I wasn't going to have anything to do with it. And so it was, it was a bunch of duds mostly. And I had 7 days before my month was over.
Not who's counting, but 7 days. Right.
And really hadn't made any connections whatsoever. I just, I was like, Christian Mingle, I don't know, so I saw this man's profile, and he had not been on there for at least a couple months. And I thought, well, perfect, because then I can put myself out to no one.
Yes. And
so I actually messaged him and said, I'm getting off of here in 7 days. And so if you are interested in maybe us talking, his profile was like, it was very dead on what I was looking for. And I know I've told you, I had a specific list that was probably like a pie in the sky, not possible list. And there were some key points that were hit just in that profile, and I thought, okay. So I did. I messaged him and I said, I'm getting off of here, but this is my name on Facebook. And so it was about 2 months later, and he messaged me on Facebook, and apparently he had seen my message to him right away, but he had started to kind of date someone, or was moving out of that relationship or that sort of thing, and needed to put that behind him before he messaged me. And so that's
Very
why
honorable. Yes.
so that's why it had been 2 months, and we just started talking, and he wasn't close. He was about 2 hours away on the pig trail, and on Highway 23, 2 hours. He was in Huntsville,
Yeah.
and I was in Ozark, and so we just knew that we were going to be very close friends, if nothing else. And so he said to me, probably after us talking for 3 weeks to a month, he said, I wouldn't normally do this, but I think we could handle it. What if we go to Silver Dollar City on our first date?
I love it. I love it.
And we did. We went to Silver Dollar City. We rode all the rides over and over and over and over again. And
Like kids.
yes, like when we were kids,
Yes.
because that's another one of our places
Right.
that we were raised in, where I even
Me too.
had my children
Right.
there every other weekend. We had the
Everybody.
season passes.
Right.
So we had a wonderful time, and then we went out for sushi afterwards, and then we went to a convenience store, and we both got a Heath bar, which I thought was just kindred spirits.
Yes.
And after that, it was very
Was
very
that on your
soon.
list, Heath bars?
No, it wasn't on my list, but I was like,
That was like bonus.
that was a bonus.
Right. Yeah.
So after that, I was like, all right, let's see. Let's see what happens with this. And so we did the pig trail for about a year, back and forth on the pig trail, visiting each other. And then I moved to Northwest Arkansas, because that's where my family was, and I had been down in Ozark for quite a while, but on my own by myself. So yeah,
I love that story. I love it. So tell me when you opened, and then like how it's evolved since then, and then I want to let everybody know like what's here.
Yeah.
Because you've got the barn as a venue, but you go ahead and how so you got things planted, you got your building built. When did you open your doors?
So we purchased the property in 21 and started planting the lavender in 22.
Okay.
So this is our third season.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
24,
yes,
25,
yes.
26.
Yes. So 24 was our first season, and we did not have the barn done at that point.
Okay.
We had barely gotten the cafe doors open, and so we opened the cafe. I didn't know I could bake, and really had no desire to bake, but lavender is such a beautiful flavor. And so I was just experimenting and doing all these things, and I wanted a reason for people to come out here and stay. And you can't just come out here and look at the lavender and leave. You need to have an experience for people. We had just gone through COVID, and everybody was ready for an experience.
Yes.
They wanted things to do,
To gather and
to gather.
yeah.
And so and it's so peaceful out here.
It is.
And we both just wanted to share that with people. And so the cafe was kind of born out of necessity, but it has been just this wonderful gathering place for people. So another thing was, we had gone to all of these lavender farms, and we caught the bug and saw all of these things that people were making from their lavender plants. And they were just these amazing, well-made, all natural, handcrafted things, whether it was the essential oil or soap or that sort of thing. We visited a lavender farm and here in Arkansas, and it was in Shirley, Arkansas. And these people just were the sweetest. His name is Matt Timmons, and him and his wife own a huge farm, 200 and something acres, and lavender is one of the things that they have. And he said, come out. And I put on my overalls and I said, we are going to help you. We want to be, we want to work for you for a day or for 2 days or whatever, and teach us everything. And so we went out there, and the thing that he said over and over and over again was, there will be death. There will be death.
Okay.
And, I didn't believe it. But guess what? There will be death. And so there are certain, we don't know why, but there will be a bush that doesn't make it. And so we replant. Most of them do, but there is death sometimes. And so that's why you're seeing some that are a little
like
smaller.
Right here, there's 3.
Yeah.
And I was wondering about that far, that over there.
That we gave up on.
Oh, okay.
It was too much. Like the 3 beds that we have was just too much. And we just never could get to that bed.
Yes.
And so we're like, we hope you're going to be okay, but we can't get to you.
Raise yourself.
Yes. So, and the ones that are there, they're hardy.
I guess so, yeah.
They're hardy. And so that is called Royal Velvet. It is a culinary blend, or a culinary lavender. Sorry, not blend, but it's a culinary lavender. And I love Royal Velvet, but we need to buy some more and plant it again. But like I said, that far bed just kind of went to the wayside while we were making all of this. Yeah, while we were making all of this look and grow wonderfully. So.
So when did you open the barn?
So the barn was 2024 in late October.
Okay.
We had our first wedding in late October 2024, and it was just the sweetest. I mean, just talk about warming your heart.
Yes.
And after that, and I had been really reluctant to have weddings because I didn't want to ruin anything for anybody.
Yes.
That's a lot to, what if it rains?
Yes.
What if this is their day, their special day? And I just don't know.
Pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. But it's been wonderful. And I so enjoy it, and I love my couples. I also, we grew up not grew up, but at some point when all those documentary shows were happening in the real life TV, well, there was Bridezillas.
Yes.
And I was scared.
Yes.
I was scared. Well, that's non-existent. As I've never seen anything like that. Everybody that I have had the pleasure of coming into contact with has just been amazing. And so there was a little resistance there at first, but definitely I was hooked after the first wedding.
So what do you provide here?
So for the wedding venue, what we provide is I have packages, and so I work with a cake baker in town. So because a lot of people come and they are, it's a destination wedding.
Yes.
And so they don't know a cake baker around here. They don't know a florist around here. And Eureka Springs is such a unique area because we have all of that. And we have so many wedding venues around here. And so, and people who will cater to that, caterers,
Yes.
All of that. And so it's just very easy for me or any other wedding venue to help people out with that. And so in our packages, we provide a lot of those services so that they can come in and just put some stuff on the table if they want, some decorations or
Right.
whatever if they want to, and enjoy their day.
Yes.
And not have to worry with all of that prep work. So that's one of the things that we do. And I have wonderful friends in town who provide amazing service for all of the wedding venues.
Do you
in
have
here.
any other, like, do you host anything else besides weddings? Or is it mostly?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. What is it?
Yeah. So we've actually had political parties come out here and host their fundraisers.
Yes.
We've had lots of church groups come out here and do, recently we had 80 ladies out here for something called the Tribe, which was just like this outreach of, hey, help, just who was in your tribe, you know? And maybe you don't come to that church, but you have a community of people who, you know, want to love on you and do fun things together and that sort of
Fun.
thing. So
That's neat.
we've had those types of things. We've lots of every weekend in Eureka Springs is something different. And so we get on that bandwagon very often. And so like Jeep Jam, we've had some things for Jeep Jam and some other big weekends in Eureka Springs. Another thing that we do that is our biggest weekend is the Bloom.
The Bloom.
The Bloom. And that is when the lavender is in full bloom.
Oh, man.
And it is magical. We have bees, and they love the lavender. And the lavender rose, like right now, the lavender are in tight little mounds. But as they start growing their flowers and the spires come up, those tight little mounds turn into big rows, and they will go up to about your waist, and filled with flowers. And actually, when you drive down the road, once you turn onto our road, you can start to smell the lavender. So it's just an amazing time to come and see the lavender in its full bloom. And so we have vendors come out here, artisan vendors that make homemade things. They make their crafts or their art, or you know, all kinds of different things. And so I kind of handpick ones that kind of go along with this. And we have live music on. This is on, this year it'll be on June 13th and 14th. So we'll have live music throughout the day, and we have food trucks from Eureka Springs that come, and so there's extra food out here, and it's just a wonderful.
That really sounds magical.
It is. We have yoga in the field. We have a masseuse who sets up her tent right here in the middle of the field, and people can, you know, have a massage in the middle of the lavender field.
And this year, that's June 13th and 14th?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yes. So, yeah.
Well, Kat, thank you for sharing your dream with us and your field and your lavender farm. It is just lovely.
Thank you.
I hope everybody who listens and watches will come out either June 13th and 14th, or some other time. I bet that bloom kind of goes on.
It does. So it really starts like the end of May, and we can't get it all harvested. So it lingers until about the end of June. So it's starting to get spent at the end of June.
Yeah.
But it's still lovely, and it's still very fragrant.
Yeah.
And so you can come out and get some fresh lavender. Or we have dried bundles too. When we hang and dry all the lavender that we pick that doesn't get that doesn't get
bought up fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's just another thing to do in Eureka Springs. There are so many attractions in Eureka Springs that just are wonderful, like Blue Springs or like the opera, like trails that we have, like Leatherwood. It's another thing to do here in Eureka Springs. And so people come from all over the place and they find themselves down here. I don't know how they do it.
You sound really happy here, and I'm so glad.
Very happy here, yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And come out and enjoy La Grande.